Emekuko, chokwe na le chile, kole chikila pone, nale shirikio, mala ele chiko, chiki. Speaker, sorry, it don't work too good. I try to make it good. Hopefully, I can probably speak louder. There we go. Woo, got some good Indian. Woo, we got the chocolate cause right there. It's a sacred women right there. Woo, see, you. Listen to them go la 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 la. Good morning, relatives. Good morning, good evening, and for some people, good night. Hey, those warriors, man, they've been up all night, man, making that sacred food. Woo, man, got that chicken, got that donut, tasted real good, got that coffee. Woo, we got some raffle tickets too over here. I got some good stuff. 1 for $5 or 6 for $20. Pull out your Indian green frog back money, the old school terms. A lot of people don't know that. Go over here. We got microwave. We got what else we got there? We got some goodies. We got some carrot little cups. Make sure to recycle your materials. The elders will be like, oh no, I keep my coffee for 2 days. That's how they come up with the Indian coffee. Woo! So I know I see our relatives here. It's good to see everybody again. We got the young ones and the old ones here. Woo! We got the elders. Woo! We got some vendors. We got some local vendors. Come out and support our local vendors. A lot of the vendors here are local. They might be crazy, but they're here. Hey, a lot of the vendors here, this is what they do. They go from event to event, or from family event to family event. A lot of these things are handmade here in Watsonville. We all know each other some way, some shape, form. You might know a cousin, an auntie, a friend that knows a friend, another friend. Before you know it, you gotta be careful. You might be, don't date your cousin. Make sure you find out your mama and your daddy and your clan, because you might be talking to a cousin you know or don't even know. So just make sure. Today is Indigenous Day. Not just today. Every day is an Indigenous Day. We got all the helpers. Thank you for what you did. It takes a long time to prepare things. The prepare always starts long before this day. What you see today, it took a lot of hard work, and you even had the young relatives sweeping up and the leaves and getting them ready. It's always good. And I also want to thank the family and the committee to put this fine event together. For them too, blessings and prayers for them to bring up the sacred sages. Simple. A lot of these herbs that we use today, they grow right in front of you. People just don't even know what they are anymore. So, the families are always, see, they got the bless the grounds. They're doing it good right there. Don't go too fast there. Hey, don't need no flat tires. So we got some relatives coming. I've been texting 21st century smoke signals, texting, aka snail mail, some relatives. I usually have a clapper on me, but I gave my last one away. That's how it goes. It goes it. Come on out. We'll probably have some dancers in a little bit. He's probably getting ready over there from South Dakota, but he's actually from Watsonville, born and raised. but his family coming from South Dakota. We have many nations here, many people from all walks of life here. Welcome to the Indigenous Day. Some way, shape, or form, you're Indigenous from wherever you come from. You'll be amazed. Myself, I'm Koletek, and I'm Yoheme. I'm also some other things too. So I'm Heinz 57. Whee! That's how we do it. If you look at the ketchup, it has all kinds of things, but we still got the same blood. Hey. So welcome. I also want to thank all the men that have long hair. Thank you. Thank you for keeping that long hair. Thank you for braiding your hair. That's a good one. You're getting there. It's okay. It doesn't matter if you have long or short. It's just always the relatives, the elders always tell you, man, thank you for growing your long hair. Because you're remembering that you come from your mother. Hey, come on now. So I just want to thank you like that in a good way. Sometimes it's short. It's okay, shorty. So like that, we're going to open it up like that today, a little blessing. I might have to put a microphone away from my voice here because I don't want the microphone to crack. Snack, crack a pop, old school Rice Krispies right here. Whee! So we're going to, like that, today's Indigenous Day, so we're going to bless the grounds. We're going to sing a little California song, a blessing song, a social song, because there's different types of songs, many songs. There's social songs, there's California songs, there's bird songs, and then we have ceremony songs. There's different types of songs for different type of things. Songs that we can sing when people press record, those things in front of me right now with that tripod, and they record you. The old way was a lot of times, when, especially these gatherings like this, a lot of elders, a lot of people would tell you, turn off your phone. Even in powwows, but when they do the prayer, they ask everyone, turn off your phone, we're about to do the prayer. That's what they say. So, but it's all good. I'm going to do a little social song, just to welcome today. Thank you for coming out today. Today's a good Indian day. Woo! Today's a good day. We got all our elements. Look at the sun is up. It's shining today. Woo! That gives you that serotonin that makes you happy. That's your grandfather's son right there. Woo! The Mother Earth, you're on Mother Earth every day, every step you take. She hears you, she feels you. Woo! It's also the beat of the drum, your heart, your corazón. Yee! So today is a good Indian day. We're gonna sing it up. I'm gonna sing a little Four Direction song, California song. Real simple song. The song comes from an old family, so we're gonna. Whenever we sing these songs are very old. A lot of these songs, when we sing them, we're singing them to the family that gave them to us. They come from somewhere. They originate from somewhere, and all these things come from a dream. We're part of the Star Nation. When the sun sets, that's why we have, there's certain colors mean certain things, and the color black, that means that when the sun goes down, that's the time to dream, the dream state. Whee! But there's also stars up there. We're part of the Star Nation. Whee! So like that, we're gonna sing a little song. A blessing song, an opening song for this Indigenous Day here in Watsonville. Take way, take way, take way, Hanna, 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 Hanaway, take way, take way, take way, Hanna, Hanna, Hanaway, Hanna, Hanna, Hanaway, take way. Hanna, Hanna, Hanaway, take way, take way, take way, Hanna, Hanna, Hanaway, Hanna, Hanna, Hanaway, take way. Hanna, Hanna, Hanaway, Hanna, Hanna, Hanaway. Oh, tractor. So I was right now at the tractor guy was speaking Rumsen. A lot of people, there's some Rumsen relatives in here. You probably have it in your DNA. So if you don't know Rumsen word, you just learn it right now. Woo! You got some Rumsens in there. Woo! Rummaging around. Oh, good one. So I've been very fortunate and blessed to be adopted into some families around here in this area, Monterey Bay area. So I've been around there for a very long time since I was born and raised out here in these areas. This is like my backyard. I was born and raised in a place called Salinas. But I used to travel all the way around here all the time with my uncles and stuff, and so I've been able to meet a lot of relatives, a lot of uncles, a lot of young people too, my age and younger. When I was young though, I used to always talk to the older ones, always wanted to know things, always ask the questions. I used to tell my grandma or my mom, like, where are the Indians at? I remember long ago when they used to have the Salinas Rodeo. They used to have an Indian village right next to it. But a lot of them stopped doing that because a lot of the, not just the cowboys, a lot of Indians come over drunk and they come over to the things and they stopped doing that because it was like not being good. But I remember going there and met a lot of people a long time ago. I used to tell my mom, where's all the Indians at, Mom? I don't know. But I was very fortunate to be brought up around my great-grandmother. My great-grandma's from Coahuila, from Torreon. Our family is traditional from out there, up in the mountains. Our family's still there. Our family migrated into Texas, up all the way to here. Some Yucateco. So my family's that way. My great-grandma, since I was little, always taught me these ways. And on my dad's side too. That was my mom's side, my dad's side too. My dad's side were Yoheme, Briaki. And a lot of people know all these words that we use. A lot of them are English, French, Dutch names, but a lot of times that's not who we are. We just say that because that's what people know from the books, and it makes it easier for people to label us, because when it comes down to the root word of our people, even my people, Yoheme, that means we are the people. Or, you're talking as a person or people. Like, so in my language, if we're talking about everybody, we call ourselves Yohememes, or if we're talking about a singular person, Yoheme, like South. But it's not. In the English words, like South mean kind of like me, but in our language it doesn't mean that. Like Yoheme means I'm a person with all of us together, and it's not just one little word. People think it's just, Yoheme is just like one word. In our language it has a lot of meaning to it. It can mean a lot of things too. Or just like how you say hello in my language, chokwe. Chokwe means all kinds of things. I'm okay, I'm on a good day, I'm all right. It just depends how you say it with your tone. A lot of Indian, native, indigenous words have that. Amte that's Lakota. You know, so I know a lot of different languages. I've been blessed and having that understanding of different nations. Yatepene, that's Dene. I have extended family in the Dene reservation as well. So, you know, my uncles, my aunties, my grandmas that are still alive, told me I'm going to be here today. You know, they say, nephew, remind them, speak all the languages you know, tell them, let the people know. You know, a lot of these nations, even the Miwoks, a lot of people don't know they're original from this area. In the wintertime, they would come down to the coast. A lot of people don't know. It might be a Rumsen or any kind of indigenous people from this area. Even, what's that? There's a while back, we had a protest against a company trying to build homes in the Santa Cruz area. And I can't remember the name of the camp there. There's a camp of people there. It'll come to me later. I can't think of it right now. But a lot of people that are Yohemen, a lot of people that are Aroni, Rumsen, a lot of people don't know. There might be Yokut, Pomo, Miwok. It's because when they came here, all those names you know are things that were here. That's what they named them. That's how people know these areas. Because when you say Rumsen, that's something, a piece of something that was very sacred in that area, Monterey area. A lot of people don't know that. And if you said that one spot, that means that's the place that you were probably born at. A lot of people don't know that these things. Even when I say Yohema, it means it's a certain place where my family's from, in Sonora, our original families. It's a thing that was there. So, you know, like the way we say Mother Earth is Wakika. So just to share just a little bit. So that way people have understanding and learning, because a lot of times you're not going to find these things in books. All these things I'm sharing with you are stuff that was taught to me by elders, by young people, by medicine people, by travelers. You know, we all know each other some way, shape, or form. If not, we get to learn to meet people. There's some people right here, sometimes they travel through and they think, man, there's no Indians here. Sometimes we had to hide, a lot of Indians. Woo! Sometimes you call yourself Mexican. Ow! Even the word Mexican, a lot of people don't know that's an derived word. It means mestizo, mixed blood. Indigenous, and maybe some kind of European blood, if that. So, and that's okay. That's okay if you're mixed. No one's better than the other. Even if you don't know your language, it's okay too. Just you acknowledging who your family is and who you are as a human being, you're them. We don't really have the labels. We just use that. A lot of people at times, well, what nation do you come from? Right? 5 Finger Nation. Hey, how you doing out there? Woo! So just know that. There's people from other parts of the world that come here. They're indigenous from where they're at. You know, no one had it all together. Like, no one, there was no first people to develop the world and all that. The animals, the birds, they taught us all these things. So we got to give thanks for them too. All the birds, the trees. These trees been here a long time, longer than we have. I also want to thank the Methodist Church, the Lutheran Church, my bad, for allowing us to have this Indigenous Day. For the community to have the servitude to have this.
You have something to drink, Margie?
To know that the Indigenous Day was something that they wanted to give back to their community. And for the council to put this on.
Do you want some water? Yeah, okay.
And this is always a
Thank you.
awesome day. We got a lot of vendors here. We got our first vendor, that's Remsen. She's got her jewelry. Come and check her out. I don't know the person's name, but we got a lot of vendors here. They actually, a lot of these vendors make stuff themselves, or they trade with other Indians too. You'd be amazed. Their niece, their mom, their sister, their son, their daughter might make stuff. And when you make stuff, a lot of, you're giving yourself a little bit to someone else when this might be the only way you can sustain yourself. I also like to recommend and to share with people, sometimes it's good to trade. Old school, it's trading. You trade, and a lot of people do, a lot of vendors do. You might wonder, how do you know? Well, I used to put on a gathering just like this all the Hartnell College. Let's do a powwow there. Ran more like a gathering, just like this. I have a little experience in my young lives. You got the elders here, that's why I always refer to them and look at them, because when I tell them, how old are you? And I tell them, I'm 43. You're still a baby. That's what they tell me. Like, okay, I'm still a baby. And that's fine, I am a baby still to them. But they love it when they see little kids and see the old ones come out. Even my family, if you be here anytime, they're going to come out and check it out too. What are you doing today? Gotta go and help the people. So, make sure you check out all the vendors, man. They got some good stuff here. We got some jewelry, this is the day, we got some masks here, some custom masks. Don't forget to get your raffle tickets. We got some masks. A lot of people don't understand that there's a lot of California nations, people in this area. They're still here. They're still here, no matter what. We ain't gone, man. We're still here. Not too far from here, a lot of people don't know. There's a lot of, you have cemeteries where people like to rest. Well, as natives, we have a place called the Shaw Mound. There's a Shaw Mound not too far from here, but we don't share it. A lot of people, because a lot of people, they don't know, they think it's a mountain, but it's not. That's where we lay our families to rest there, the old way. So a lot of those places are protected because a lot of people are excavating, a lot of companies, a lot of governmental people, they try to erase our history. But a lot of us know, because a lot of our uncles and aunties and their elders, they stayed quiet and they kept these to themselves for a long time. And then they share it with people like me and other people around, and they take us to these spots, and we go see where they're at. And they do prayers, the uncles and aunties and the medicine people. So we get lucky to understand and see these things. There's all over California, all the way down. A lot of Shaw Mounds, all up into Washington too. Sacred places where our relatives rest. They return back into the ocean. Woo! Yeah! They got the little babies here. Woo! The babies even teach us that language, and it's called nonverbal. They'll be talking too, man. I remember my grandpa. Happy birthday to my grandpa. He just turned 79. He turned 79, my grandpa. He remembers his mother-in-law, my great-grandmother. I always ask him questions about my great-grandma. Even though I grew up with her, because he was around her longer than I was. He called her mom. He said, oh, mom, oh, mijo, I didn't believe in the Indian stuff until I met my mother-in-law. I believe. My great-grandma was a good person. She understood herbs. We never went to the doctor when my great-grandma was alive. She took care of us. She was a good person. A lot of people used to come visit her. My great-grandma's a great traveler. She traveled all over the area. All the way from a place called Mexico, a.k.a., as my elders call it, Old Mexico. We call it Old Mexico because we know we're indigenous and we have indigenous families there. And to recognize that, so we always call it Old Mexico. We always call it Mexico. My family is still there. Most of my family is in Texas on my mom's side. On my dad's side, we're up here in Chular. My grandparents, my great-grandparents, my dad's side, worked the railroad. So a lot of our family members, a lot of Indian family members worked the railroad. So we could speak our native tongue, Spanish, and English. So we weren't just fluent in one language. You know, many languages. You know, sometimes that's how you learn. You know, they always teach you the bad words. Sometimes, not all the times. I was more like, say, I want to learn hello and food and where's the outhouse. Some people don't know what outhouses is. Yee! Man, let me tell you, I had to dig some outhouses in my time. Yee! And sometimes taller than I am, like 6 feet. I'm 6 foot, 9 feet. 9 feet tall. Like, man, you have to pull them out. You gotta dig that hole big.
We have lots of raffle prizes, lots of raffle tickets.
We have a lot of raffle tickets, a lot of raffle prizes. You heard your vendor. We'll let you know names out there. Hey, remember, 1 for 5. Where's your get the
We have a microwave.
We got a microwave.
We have a microwave. We have a Keurig.
We got a Keurig.
We have juicers.
We got juices.
What else? We got coffee.
That's not OJ. You're just gonna kill you, you know. That's some juices. We got some coffee there.
That what makes juice? Juicer?
So we got a juicer there.
And what else we got? Sophie. We're not paying attention to me. Guys, I'm trying to promote you. You guys could be talking. What do we got over there?
We have a microwave.
We got a microwave.
A wireless speaker.
Organizer. We have a couple of blender.
We got a blender. Get down there and get that blender. Electric bullet.
A wireless speaker.
Wireless speaker.
Echo Dot.
That goes with the microwave.
We got a,
It goes with the microwave.
it goes with the microwave.
Yeah.
Microwave. Microwaves. Yeah, let's talk about microwaves. The micro and the wave.
And we have all kinds of handmade jewelry, you guys.
We got some handmade jewelry. We got some handmade masks. We got some skulls.
We have some more jewelry
coming
down
up.
there, and we have some plants.
We got some plants. They're selling some plants.
Lunch is being served shortly.
Lunch will be served shortly. Thank you to the Indigenous community here for providing this is something very sacred, you know, to give back to the people, you know. They work hard, you know.
And we have water and juices.
We got waters and juices. Make sure you stay hydrated, especially those ones that you know who you are.
Sage for wrapping.
We got sage for wrapping. See? Thank you, Sandra. Sandra said something very important I'd like to share with everybody. I don't want anybody to get mad at me, but I want to share something with you. Very special, very simple. You're not supposed to buy sage. Just FYI. It grows all around us. The Mother gives it to us. The Mother Earth, Father Sky, all these elements are given to us. If you need sage, you let us know. There's sage over here, we can make a sage bundle. A lot of elders, they don't like it to be bundled. They say, why you doing it? They like to leave it like this. Exactly like that. They like to use it sparingly. Everything on this sage stick, it could be used for something. Can't give all the Indian secrets away. We got special Indian video on me. Hey, they're gonna start Facebooking and who's this guy? I'm the guy that said, I'll help you. Last year I just came just to check it out and they made me the MC and hey brother, can you do it again? I don't know, just do it. Simon Cachiton. See? But sage grows all around here. There's different types of sages too. That's not the only thing. There's a, right here, walking in, I'm always looking at trees and bushes because that's how I was raised by my great-grandma. My grandma used to tell me, go get that herb from the backyard. I need that herb. Go get this herb. Go get that herb. We'll go down the street. Go to the park. On this side of the park, in this direction, I need an herb from it. It looks like this.
Sage seeds.
So,
So you can grow some. During some prayers.
yeah.
Sage seeds?
I have some.
Uh-huh. Okay, cool.
See, there you go. See, they're giving you something to grow. And the reason why you should learn how to grow these seeds. Seeds are very, 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 very simple and easy to harvest. Sometimes they travel long distance. People wonder how. The birds, the deers, the buffaloes, the bears, all the little animals, the foxes and all, they travel many ways, many different areas. We're lucky that we live in a certain area, a certain zone area. A lot of plants can be harvested in this area. We live in a special zone where there's a lot of trees, bushes, not even from here. They stay right here because of the climate. We're very blessed to live in an area where it's not too hot and not too cold. This is considered Mediterranean weather. I had a professor back at Hartnell College back in the day, Dr. Simmons. He traveled all over the world. Many natural disasters. He used to say, this is the center of the universe. And at that time, I used to look at him and be like, what is this guy talking about? And my great-grandma used to say the same thing. And my great-grandma would take rocks, especially right here in the Monterey Bay. People don't understand. There's so many abundance of plants. This is what they saw. The people that came on boats from long distances that traded. Some of their friends and some of them weren't. When they traveled a long distance, all that fog that we see, they thought that was a place called heaven. And I only say that because all that stuff came from way over there. We have our own way. We have our own belief system. We have our own creation stories. One of them has to do with Mount Madonna. Another one has to do with the pinnacles. Another one has to Mount Diablo. If you talk to a lot of California Indians, the closest one, Mount Diablo, that's a creation story about a coyote. Whee! I wish my brother was here, because I love the way he tells it, but maybe I'll share it later. But we have our own creation stories. If you don't know, there's still others around. You need to sit down and go talk to them. Ask your family members. Who are you? What are you? You'll be amazed. You might be a Heinz 57. Doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with percentage. If it's inside your blood, it's red when it hits oxygen, blue when it doesn't. So, ask your family where you come from. You'll be amazed. Me, I'm a Heinz 57. I got all kinds of stuff in me, man. My grandma on my dad's side was Jewish Italian. Married my grandfather that was Native American, Native Mexican. Our tribe that I belong to, one of them on my family, on my dad's side, our family, our tribe, we have dual citizenship. There was no borders back in the day. The reason they put the borders in was to keep the Chinese from going into Mexico. A lot of people don't know that. That's the reason they put the border in initially. So,
Sure.
just FYI. A lot of people don't know that. But it's all good. It's all good. Thank you. Thank you, council, for giving out sage like that, for them to rap, to have that understanding as well. They give you something. They give you a where's my brother from another mother? I know he's somewhere. They give you a golden nugget.
Is he good?
I like the little kids, man, because you know what? Because they're the ones that are going to remember the stories. And the ones that you guys are going to remember all this stuff when you get older. Even if you remember just a little fragment, that's okay. They give you seeds to grow sage. If you don't know how to grow sage, it's a process. You might not know, and that's okay. It's okay not to know something. It's okay also too to say, hey, you know what, I don't know, can you show me? Don't think you know everything. I don't know everything. Let me tell you. I know a little bit, not a lot of it, but ask questions, ask people, hey, how do you grow that sage? You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed. You gotta know what kind of soils, different type of soils to grow different type of plants, especially in this area. In California, we're very lucky and blessed because we have different plants and different altitudes. Different, way different. You have cedars, you have sages, you have different kinds of sages. You have desert sage, you have white sage, you have black sage, purple sage. A lot of different sages, especially towards the coast, this area. You go up to Fremont's Peak, right here in Mount Madonna, there's going to be different plants up there, higher altitude than compared down to the sea level. So just FYI, the manzanitas, maple tree, this is a maple tree right in front of us right here. See, you get to learn all these things. I used to be a park maintenance worker. I always was fascinated and I always wanted to know. And one of my bosses, Dale McCormick, he works in this area, retired. He was a horticulturalist and he knew botanical names and the common names. So I wanted to learn. Like, oh man, what is the name of this tree? And I could go up by trees like, oh, that's a maple tree. Oh, that's a cottonwood tree. Oh, wow. How do you know these things? Oh, yeah. They're there. Cough syrup. Cough syrup. Does anyone know what to make cough syrup out of? That's a native plant to California. And everyone drives about it every single day, not even know. Oh man, look at that. All those responses. The non-verbal is pretty loud too. I can hear you guys. There's a shrub called elderberry. It grows all around here. A lot of California people know about the elderberry. We use those to make clappers. But that elderberry, that's what they make cough syrup out of. A lot of people don't know that. Gee, learn something new. Hello, come on now. What do you say? But that's how we do it. Does it. Si se pedo. We want to thank the cooks, the preparers, for giving us that sacred food there. Someone made it. Even if you had to get it from some other place, someone had to process it. Someone had to use their hands to make it. Even if it was from KFC or Mi Pueblo, someone had to make the food. So we want to say thank you. Thank you for the water. Sacred water. Mini Wachoni for the sacred water. Thank you for all the volunteers passing out the food. The peace sign up in the air. Living like you just don't care. I want to thank all the nations, all people from all over for coming out. We're just beginning. This is just starting. We call this Indian time. What time is it? Indian time. Whoa, yeah, that's a good. Whoa, all right. Always told me all this time, hey, Lorenzo, you're late. I said, no, I'm not late. Yeah, you are, Lorenzo. I'm just on time. What time is that? When I get there on time. What's that? Don't be afraid about the time. It's called the Gregorian time. I'll give you guys some historical facts. Gregorio was a pope back in the 12th century. Whee! But that clock system was invented by indigenous people from all over the world that we used 12 hours, 24 hours in a day. That was used to control people. Wow, would you look at that? A lot of our elders, a lot of our family members, when you make stuff, a lot of people do, it takes time to make stuff. I have family members, extended family members that are Pomo. I got very, very fortunate. One of the aunties that was part of the occupation in Alcatraz. One of the basket makers, one of the elders, she already passed away. One of the Medina family there in Pomo, Clear Lake. Prayers and blessings to them. They will teach us all these things. You know, they will teach us all the sacred basket makers. There's still some around here, and all those plants. Even the tule. The tule is very sacred to the Haloni people around here, and all the different bands within Watsonville, all the way down further south, up north. So the tule is very sacred. They make tule out of a lot of stuff. Boats, houses, skirts. And those skirts, they wear year around. Back in the day, we were very clean people. We took baths every day with the sacred waters. You'd be amazed, there's a lot of hot springs. If you go by Big Sur, natural springs, even around here, if you know where to get the water at, a lot of natural springs around. A lot of water, a lot of this water, a lot of people don't understand, comes from the Sierras. All the water that we drink here that goes back to the ocean is from the Sierras. So we wanted to snow a lot. I know, we know the relatives, some of them stay out there, some of them come to the coast. We want the snow to build up in the Sierras because all that water, all that snow gives us drinking water here. So, a lot of people just think the water comes from north. No, it comes from somewhere. It goes all the way down. There's a lot of water tables underneath us. A lot of elements. And all those elements, some elements are not supposed to be pulled from the earth. We have to think about that. We have a lot of electric cars being made nowadays where they're pulling out elements out of the earth that shouldn't be pulled out. When you pull them out, where they come from, they become toxic. They start mixing with different chemicals. Just FYI, you know. My great-grandma, when she was alive, she was born in 1901, they used to walk, ride a mule, maybe a cow, maybe a horse, or a wagon. And my great-grandma was born at a time when they didn't have cars. And this is in Coahuila, Torreon, in old Mexico, aka Mexico, just below Texas. You know, all those borders they put there. And my great-grandma never watched TV. She never watched TV to the day she died. She passed away in 1991 in Salinas, California. She never watched TV. She always say, there's too many things to do for tomorrow. Get ready. What? Get ready? Yeah, we don't know who's going to come visit. We don't know who's going to come by. We don't know who's going to come through that door. For a long time, for many years, a couple of years, I didn't watch TV. Sometimes I don't watch it still to this day. I'm like, did you see what's going on in the news? No. How do you know it's going to rain today? Go outside like this. Oh, it's not going to rain today. How do you know? Well, I lived here long enough. I know if I look way in the horizon, I can see if the clouds are coming or not. The ocean's right there. Whatever happens over there is going to come this way. Come on now. It could change though any minute. We can't tell the Mother Earth what to do. It's going to tell us. Like, it could pick up water right in the ocean, rain here in the next hour. We don't know. It could rain quick or go past us and snow somewhere else. You can't predict the Mother Earth. The Mother tells us what to do. You see, the sun's out, we're outside. If the sun goes down, we go home. Oh no, wait, we got the lights. That's right. But my relatives on the reservations, they go to sleep when the sun goes down because they don't use the switch. They don't use the porcelain god. They have outhouse. They don't flush the toilet. We take these things for granted, the water. My family, we have to harvest the water every day. Go to the well, not just for us, the whole area, community, we all know each other. We all get there to the drinking water, fill our containers up, bring it back to the house. That water's so good. When my grandma was alive, I used to tease her, "Hey, Grandma, I think I found the fountain of youth." My grandma lived for a long time. I think she was like almost 100. That water, though, you drink a little bit of water, quenches your thirst. Man, these new water bottles, new water you guys, we drink, man, you drink the whole thing, you're still thirsty. Though when you have minerals in it, and all those vitamins in it, you only need a little bit because of your thirst. Man, all the time when I go back to the homelands, I go to the traditional wells, fill up my containers, and I bring water back all the way to California from where my family's at. As I'm traveling, I drink that water. Take my containers. Long time ago, they used to use animal bladders and stuff, especially big animals. And they use it's called a water bladder, and they used to fill up those water bladders to travel, or containers, out of clay. Ceramics, they used to make them. If you ever worked ceramics, you're doing what your ancestors did. You do any type of form of art, you're doing what your ancestors used to do, no matter where you come from. Because I'm pretty, and my family, we're pretty light complected, and we're pretty dark too. We have a little bit of everything in our family. Just know that. A lot of times our family members grew up racist, and they end up having those racist thoughts, and they end up having whatever race they didn't like in their family. So you gotta be thankful for that. And the Creator knows, man. Woo, bless you really good. Woo, you never know. My grandma, on both sides of my family, on one side were Jewish, Italian, and one side my family were French. So the people said, "Hey Lorenzo, why are you talking like that? Why are you talking like a white person?" I said, "Hey, I'm part white." Sometimes I even tell people that, like, "Oh, you don't understand." I go, "I'm part more white than you. You don't even know." "Well, I thought you were native." I'm a little bit of everything. Times 57. Growing up that way, it's always been interesting. I could tell you guys a lot of stories. Woo! My uncles are native. They were Jewish, Italian, and Yaqui Indian. Growing up in Chula, California. My grandmother survived the Holocaust a long time ago. She's not alive no more. But they thought my uncles were they used to tease them. People tease you. "Oh, you're Nazis." My uncles used to get in fights. You know, no. My uncle would say, "No, we're Jewish, Italian, and we're Yaqui. We're not Nazis." So, my grandma spoke Yiddish, Italian, and she had to learn how to speak English and Spanish, and a Yoheme from her mother-in-law, my great grandma. So she got lucky to meet him. But a lot of us relatives have those stories. Make sure you ask the old ones, because some of them are passing away. A lot of elders, young people, a lot of them are crossing over. Make sure you take care of yourself. Old school. I'm going to go old school words all the time. I was growing up, it was always wash your hands. You don't need these new mandates by the government to tell you to clean your hands. No. We did that old school. Always wash your hands. Always. Native people, indigenous people, always washed their hands. Always washed their bodies. Always washed their hair. All the time. That's nothing new to us. The first recyclers were indigenous people. Yee! We've been doing it a long time. Shoot, you might find a piece of garden hose on the car. Yee! You didn't have a hardware store, Ace Hardware. You made do with what you had. You might use an inner tube for a bike for a belt. I've done stuff like that. Especially when you live a few hours away from any kind of store, you gotta be resourceful. You never know, you might need something. Baling wire, what's that? Oh man, you can use baling wire for a lot of things. how do you tie knots up and stuff. We also want to thank all the organizations and people that donated all the gifts or bought them for thank you. You know, it takes a lot of things to make things move. So all these things are all good. You know, a lot of people, look at that, ooh, microwave. Gee. Back in the day, we didn't have no microwave. Grandma and grandma used to, I remember my grandparents. You hungry? Yes. Okay, here. Ate it, you're hungry. Nowadays, sit down. I got nephews and nieces. I don't like that. I go, I guess you're not hungry. Man, growing up with my grandparents, I was, whatever they made me, I was happy with. Like, yeah! Woo! And they were smart. They used the alphabets, you know, ooh, spell my name, spell dog, ooh. I remember one time I spelled dog backwards. Hey! Oh! Good one. We got some, I see some relatives coming in there. Whee! Got some young guys coming in here. Good. Today's a good Indigenous Day. It's always to see the relatives, especially the young ones, aka elders. It's always good to see them all the time. Makes the heart happy. It makes the soul happy when you see them, because they got a lot of stories too. You know, these are just the stories that some of them shared with me. It's always good to see the elders and the uncles and the aunties, you know, because they've been through the struggles. The struggles are always inside us. That's why you have some relatives that are very rah. There's a thing called historical trauma, DNA. And when you start eating the traditional foods of your people, or any kind of peoples, it'll trigger something in your DNA. Or maybe a time where you're at in your life, it'll trigger something. And you might have that understanding and it might come out. You know, so when they say, oh, they're too crazy. Of course, Indians have always been crazy. And they've been calm too. Oh.
You guys want to eat first, or are you ready to go?
So like that, you know.
You want to eat first?
Always a good day. Always be good and a good Indigenous Day. Long time. A lot of people, some people know, and some people may not know that this whole area, used to be called Turtle Island. It still is. All the way from the North Pole, all the way to the tip of South America, and all the islands around it. We all know each other, some way, shape, or form. We come from the same people, the same fabric. A lot of people, when they look at me, are you Hawaiian? Are you Tongan? Are you Samoan? And lucky I have friends from those people, and they teach me some jokes, but I won't, like, it's not appropriate to say on the microphone. I'm trying to keep it G-rated. Hey. I say it the funny way. A Mo Ninja. That's it. Mo Ninja. That's what they say. I'm a ninja. Mo Ninja. What I started realizing was my people that are from Mohammed were ocean people. We catch a lot of fish, we're next to the coast. So even the Cortez Pearl Company, they donated on their website a page to our people because we were divers. A lot of us were free divers, so we could hold our breath for a long time. So they dedicated a whole page to us. And one of the best divers, he had really long hair all the way down to the floor, but he was a real good diver. And this one time he dove, he didn't come back, but they found his body. And when they found his body, he had one of the biggest black pearls ever found in the Cortez Ocean. So some of our family members, our traditional necklaces, they have black pearls. We're always next to the ocean. A lot of people know that. And Yoheme, aka also known as Yaki. You know. Or Yankee, we call it Yankee. And, you know, a lot of those languages, you know, we know them now, and it's okay if you know them. I see people sometimes say, oh, that person doesn't know their language. Hey, it's okay. A lot of people don't know language. We're speaking English right now. It's okay. That's how we communicate. You know, some people speak Spanish. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with it if you know it or not. Some people speak their indigenous language. And that's okay. Even if you can't speak your indigenous language, that's okay too, because you're alive today because of your elders. They're hiding in there. They made it to this day. Even if you did, you know, oh, I know my grandma, grandpa did this. You are remembering who you are. Just because you don't know your language doesn't make you less indigenous from the people than anything else. You still come from those people. It's because of you, that's what's called forever. Because your DNA is still living. And that's all we know as forever is our DNA. And when you have the next generation. That's how the families grow corn. My family, that's how they grow corn and squash. Oh, we got another generation of corn. When the next generation is born, that's how they keep time. They also have the seeds and the relatives. We have sage over there if you guys like some sage, if you want to bundle it up. They also have sage seeds, white sage seeds, so you can learn how to grow your own sage. We got some Raffle tickets. Come down and get some tickets. Come and check out our vendors out. We got some cool vendors. All these vendors, they're local from around this area. We have some Remsons. We have some other learning family members here. We got some beautiful jewelry made by hand. We got some dream catchers and some dresses over here. Very nice. We got some masks that are made. And some other jewelry. We got some Days of the Dead scrolls. Come by, those are handmade by Martha. Martha! Hello! Martha's out there every year. She's always, you know, Days of the Dead. Even Yoheme, Yaki. We do, it's the same thing. The same thing. We always give that blessing to our relatives that have passed over. You know, it's not just one day for us, it's like 9 days. We do a 9-day thing for our relatives that are no longer here. But it's the same principle, the Days of the Dead, is to honor those that are not here no more. Always. We take them food. Give them food, we give them water, we put it at the gravesite. We pray for them. You know, we take our little kids with us, nephews and nieces, and if you have kids, you take them there so they know where to go. Because, you know, sometimes in life it gets tough. That's the places you go. You pray to your relatives. You pray to yourselves. It's right there. They made you. They're inside you. So, like that, you know, it'll be good. We also got some other vendors in the back there. We got some, looks like we got some aprons, handmade aprons back there. And I know there's another vendor around the way there. I know one of the brothers, he's born in Watsonville, but his people are from South Dakota.
I know there's no water in there yet.
I think he's going to come dance in a little while. He's probably just chilling right now before he gets his dance on. He'll do some powwow dancing. Born here in Watsonville. His people are from South Dakota. Sure, that's right. I hear him. That's right. Today's a big day. Indigenous Day. There's also Indigenous Day is going on too in Sand City on Monday. I just got a message earlier when I was over here. One of my brothers is gonna come by later. Bring up his son. Gonna bring his clapper. I used to have a clapper, but sometimes you just gotta give him away. So, I didn't have time to go make another one. People are like, hey, how'd you get your clapper? They're all here, the plants. They're alive. You just gotta know which one it is. Remember the uncles one time, we had to start the fire the old way. I think we had to do it all with the hands. You rub your hands together on a plank. And it was just a hole. I was trying to tell the person, but I don't want to be disrespectful because the person was an older person. Wasn't an elder, but an older person. And I was looking at it and like, okay, we kept doing it. There was a round of like 15 men. Twice, we went twice. Man, our forearms were sore. We tried to do it traditional way, fire, woo! Takes you a while. And then another came. He said, where's the split in that wood to start the fire? So we put that split in, man, that fire started quick. You hear it, the wind, we need air, we need oxygen for the fire to go. You don't have no air to it, it's not going to start. Those fireplaces, the fires are very sacred. Very sacred. Without those fires, we wouldn't have the food that you're eating right now. To make those foods, to make those stews, to make those soups. That's how it was back in the day. Or you made them into jerky if you travel a long distance. A lot of our people, we have this salt. There's a lot of salt over here in the Bay Area, all over different parts. Even in Texas, where my family's from, in Mexico, we have the salt. That's how we preserve stuff. Not just our people, all the indigenous people. We lived off the meats and other things like the fats of animals. That's how we lived. That's how we survived. That's how we didn't get sick. Live off the lard of a real animal, the real lard of it. And there's a lot of nutrients in that. They sell them in health food stores. You'll see it. The broth, you'll see it in health food stores. They sell it for, I don't know how much they sell it for, but like, man, my grandma, uncles, they make gravy out of that stuff. So my uncles and especially my grandpa, dude, he makes awesome gravy. Like, oh, woo, gotta plenish your body. It's good stuff. And they make the breads. Woo! They're not tortillas. They call them grilled bread. Oh man, that stuff's good. When they put it on the grill or on the stone, the hot stone. Woo! The blue corn. Ay, ay, ay. The pinky breads. I don't know what it is. If you ever have pinky bread, there's no sugar in it, but it tastes sweet. It's all corn. It's really flat thin, and they keep holding it. You bite it, and you're like, whoa. This is better than any Danish or donut I've ever had. Pretty good. If this is your first time coming out to this Indigenous Day, this is our 5th annual Indigenous Day celebration. Put on by the Indigenous Coalition here in Watsonville. Woo! Thank you for putting this on. Thank you, Council, for thinking of the people always and having that thought, aka that vision to have this for the people. The relatives sometimes, I'm like that too, like, don't say it's me. But that's why I just say it like that. They had the dream. They had a dream for how this to happen. They had a thought. That's why I always say it. This day today was thought because the uncles and aunties and the elders, they say as soon as you have that thought, it happens. So you're here today, but this was long thought about this day, long time ago. It's time to do something. Sometimes people think, oh, I'm going to do this. No, sometimes you just got to do it. That's what they did. The family members. And here we are. And you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. Sometimes when they were planning this event, it was supposed to happen somewhere else. And sometimes people tell you no. They tell you no because they don't have an understanding. And they forget maybe a little bit who they are, where they come from. A little bit. And then you have someone out of nowhere Here comes the wind. Hey, I like what you guys are doing. Why don't you have it here? And here we are. This is how this happens. You never know. I remember this uncle and Albert one time, Grandma, he said, the wind. We don't listen enough to the wind. It tells us many things. Like the song I was singing earlier, the social song, for direction song. The uncles, it's there. You gotta listen. Even songwriters, you listen to you really talk to songwriters, famous people. When you talk to them one-on-one as a human being, they'll tell you the same thing. Oh, I was dreaming this song. And I woke up and I sang it. It wasn't like they wrote it down. Not like all these songs they have now on K-Don and all these clear channel things and brainwash you. But I don't want to get into all that, but just leave it there. But then you have people that actually write songs, that play music. The best instrument you have is your voice. Sometimes you go somewhere and not even know you're going to do something. Last year, that's what happened. I'll tell you, I just came and I was going to share. And, oh, keep going. Oh, okay. It happens that way. You never know where you're going to end up at. Until you just come out and relax and chill. You're like, wow. Like today, what is it? Probably like 70 degrees maybe, 72. Oh, this feels good. And we got relatives. Oh, see, woo! See, right there in front of that young man right now, he didn't understand what just happened to him. You guys couldn't see that. There was a little tornado. Dust devil. The elders always say things about those things. They're good. They're in a good way. So they always say the relatives are here. They hear us. They're here. They're hearing what we're saying. I got some handmade jewelry, some blankets, some, it looks like some regalia out there. I can see it. That's good work up there. Got some shells and beads on it. Got some dream catchers. Got some necklaces, got some earrings, all handmade. Mask, you got some sugar stones. Honor your loved ones coming up here. The dead, you know, they're the dead. We got some sage, if you want to wrap some sage. So over there, you see it's a bag and it has some red yarn and you can dump it up. We got some mini vendors, we got some aprons and another vendor around the corner over there. They're chilling out. And thank you for coming to the 5th annual Indigenous Day. Sheesh. Always a good day. Man, that sun feels good, but woo. I have relatives in Fresno and Bakersfield. Sheesh. It's baking over there. I was there the other day. Man, 90 degrees, 100 degrees. Are you going back home? Yeah, I'm going back home to the coast. I can't wait. No matter how far I travel, I always want to come back home to the coast. Why? 67 degrees fog. That's what I like. I like it nice and cold. Ooh. I always tease everybody. I'm warm-blooded, so I stay in the cold weather. And you got cold air. We're probably right here. A lot of people don't understand the Monterey Bay area. Number 2 cleanest air in the whole world. The best oxygen you can breathe is right here in this whole area. And just like my professor, Dr. Simmons, used to say, this is the center of the universe. There's a lot of medicinal plants, traditional plants that are around here that come from these mountain ranges around Mount Madonna, the Gavilar Mountain Range, Los Padres National Forest. Los Padres, can't remember the traditional name, but that mountain range starts from here, goes all the way down into LA. That's a big national park. It's huge. The last active volcano that I know of is in the Pinnacles National Park. A lot of people don't know, like, how these mountains get here. These were volcanoes at one time. That was the last one, the Pinnacles. The Pinnacles is the last volcano. It's not an active one anymore. If you ever get a chance, go to the Pinnacles. It's real nice, real beautiful. You see a sacred bird there. Condor. Huge, beautiful. Condors are coming back. Well, check out the condors. Very awesome, beautiful out there. It's like when you go camping, you drop that fire, connect with your relatives out there, and you watch the stars.
I'm okay. Nobody here with me.
We've had relatives just cross over. I had a brother from another brother from here in Watsonville a couple of weeks ago. My brother Fernando crossed over to the spirit world. Good guy, good man. With his wife and his children behind. He was older than me, but he still called me brother.
You look pretty, you know that? You're married now.
I was as old as his son, but he still called me brother. Why you call me? Because you're my brother, you understand.
I like you already.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you, I'm going to say that.
So when you have the elders here, like Mr. Polanco, thank you for coming. Known him for a long time. Mr. Lee Polanco. It's always good to see you, Uncle, like that, in a good way all the time.
Is he getting ready, Kelly?
Oh, he's you gotta understand, he was born ready. I always say that because my mom used to say to people, it's like, oh, your son. My mom, she's not here yet, she'll tell you, like, oh, your son, you brought up a good son. My mom goes, no, I didn't do that. He did this all on his own. What happened when he was born? My mom goes, oh, he was born ready. Ah. So every time some people call me in the morning, are you ready? Let's go, what's up? What? Okay, hey, I'm ready, man. Let's go. Let's do this. Did you take a shower? Yeah, bird bath. What's up? Vámonos. And all the family members at home, we all help each other out. Everyone in your family. A lot of people, only 18 move out. No, it wasn't like, it's not supposed to be like that.
Can I talk to them for a minute?
Sure. Here comes Miss Sandra.
Hey guys, welcome to the 5th annual Indigenous celebration. Everybody, I want you to start coming in. We have Lee Polanco that is going to speak. He's one of our elders. To show some respect, we have a speaker. Lee Polanco is an elder. Come on in.
You're an old man, didn't you?
So what Sandra is saying is, we have another Lee Polanco. You young ones, yeah, you know who you are. If you're under 50, get your butt up. Get over here, you're gonna learn something. The elders, they're the ones that can sit down. If you're under 50, man, you shouldn't be sitting down. Woo, that was cool. Even the elders, I gotta share something about the elders. A lot of elders, they don't even sit on chairs, they sit on the ground. People don't understand about Lee Polanco, man. Let me give you some history here. If it weren't for him and Fred Short, they would have more Native American stuff inside the prison systems. So they've done a lot of fights. I'll say that about him because now he's one of our elders. So if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have a lot of stuff today. He won't say that, but I'll say a little bit. But I know he's gonna sing because he got his stuff out. Woo! It's always a blessing when you say, oh, I'll go. I don't feel like singing. You go for it.
Muy buenas tardes. Yo me llamo Lee Juárez Polanco Sr. Radico en Winners, California. Media hora de rumbo. Ayer estuve aquí en Yoga y enterrando a un primo hermano. Yo originé del estado de Texas. Por el teatro Capilán Coltec. Le llaman Pajalate. En inglés le dicen I'm a roadman. Le digo ceremonia del peyote. Mi gente viene de las lomerías de peyotes en Coahuila, México, y del sur de Texas. Yo aquí trabajé unos años, en un tiempo. Yo tenía como unos 16 años de edad. Aquí en Watsonville, San Juan Bautista, Hollister, Gilroy, San Martín, Madrón, Morgan Hill, Coyote. Yo era campesino. Yo tengo la huelga, la bandera de la huelga. Yo tengo una en mi ventana por muchos años. Pero nunca se me olvidó quién soy yo. Yo sé quién soy. Yo les digo eso porque es muy importante que cada uno de ustedes que están aquí, Sandra, Kelly, toda esta gente saben quién son. Es lo importante de esta reunión. Todo inglés y español, y un poquito de japonés, y un poco de indio, y todo esto. Pero las palabras en inglés. My name is Lee J. Polanco, Senior. I live in Winters, California. I'm Pajalate, I'm a Huiteco. Mi gente son de Capilampa, Huitec. Mi gente viene de la lomerías de peyote en Coahuila, al norte de Musquis, Santa Rosita y por allá. Yo soy practicante de peyote. I'm a peyote practitioner. I have a Moana card that says I can transport and utilize peyote. The federal law. Not everybody else can do that. We indigenous people, we Native Americans, enrolled in we have the right protected by a law. This country says religious freedom exists in the United States of America. It's part of the Constitution called religious freedom. There is a reason why they have to come up with a federal law that gives us the right to possess and utilize peyote. Look at the país, this land, this country, this government never gave us our religious freedom. It's not until 1934 we were not considered humans until then. We've been here for forever. We didn't come from any place else. We're from here. I tell my friends a story. I went to the Arco station to buy me a newspaper. The Chicano woman behind the counter, she looked at me and said, "You're Mexican." I said, "I am. And so are you. That's why you're so nice and brown." I talk like that sometimes to people. He says, "I am." He says, "I know where you are. I know you are." So a couple of months later, I went there to get me a newspaper. Let's stay current with the events of the world. And she looked at me and she goes, she was standing next to the ice box. We got all the paletas and ice cream cones, all that's bad for us diabetics. But we love them anyway. But there's a Mexican law that's not written in the books. He says Mexicans like to eat paletas porque nos gusta. That's how we do that. And she looked at me and says, "Eres indio. You an Indian?" I said, "I am. But you told me you were Mexican." "I am. When those European ships landed in the east coast of Mexico in 1508, There were no Mexicans in those ships. Mexico is right there in that land called Mexico today. Somos indígenas de esta tierra, le llaman hoy América. Y me dice, how about the border? The border does not make it less Indian or more Indian. That border is just a political line. Nos han hecho pendejos. ¿Cómo es esta tierra? Del norte al sur. Somos indígenas, somos nativos de esta tierra que hoy en día le llaman América. Y todavía estamos aquí. Hablamos español, y muchos de esta gente son católicos, y tienen pizzaneras and all that. Pero la verdad es, sometimes I tell people, somos más españoles que los españoles. No, esta sangre morena, somos indios, somos indígenas de esta tierra. Pero yo hablo de los ilegales extranjeros, illegal aliens. How can native peoples of this continent be aliens? ¿Cómo podemos ser extranjeros? No somos extranjeros, somos de esta tierra. Siempre me ha dejado para acá y para allá, allá y para acá. Porque cuando hay necesidad, nos movemos. Vamos para aquí y vamos para allá. Yo no nací aquí, yo nací en Texas. Yo vine a California a trabajo, a hacer dinero. Yo vivo en Winters, y allá hay mucha raza, y de paisas. Guanajuato, Michoacán, Jalisco, Zacatecas, vinieron para acá a trabajar, a hacer dinero. That's how we came here, to make a better life, make more money. Por México, it's hard, está duro allá. En Texas también estaba duro, todavía está duro. Pero vinieron para acá y aquí nos quedamos. Entonces cambia esta piel, estas traiciones. It doesn't change. Los indígenas, todavía somos indígenas. We were indigenous then, we were natives then, we are still natives now. That has not changed. Even that card that I have in my wallet didn't make me more or less Indian. I run ceremony. I'm a ceremony man. Yo rezo por mi gente. No necesito ese papel. Yo no lo pongo en el altar. I do not put it on the altar. My papers, my documents, they do not belong on that altar. El altar es de nosotros. Oh, yo lo cuido. Yo lo protejo. Esa es mi responsabilidad. Y cuando yo rezo por gente, no estoy jugando. No es una presentación. No es para divertirse. It's not to entertain or make a show. It's serious. We're talking about your life. En este momento, breve, es un rezo. Y luego cantamos cantos, cantamos 4 cantos. Esa es la tradición de nosotros. Para los 4 vientos, no nomás los 4 vientos, no. No nomás porque es 4, no, es porque es. Ya estamos estando en los 4 vientos. Beso a los 4 vientos. Beso a esta tierra. Y yo le rezo al Creador, que lo dice a todo. En mi idioma se dice Anay. Los aztecas dicen Huehueteo, Ometeo, Epanimuani, Lakotas, dice, Huacantancatun Castila, un Chimalayo. Pero estamos hablando del Creador. En español le dicen Dios, en inglés le dicen God. Porque en este momento voy a tomar la licencia y me voy a aprovechar que me dieron la palabra. La cosa no, la combustión, no, la cuestión, estado, man, tío, setab, tío, guaya, enta, la combustión, paje, la cría, paje, la combustión, paje, la cría, paje, la combustión, hanay, la combustión, hanay, combustión, paje. Dame bendición a cada uno de nosotros. Bless each and every one of us here. And I don't care if you're native or you're not native. I don't care. Oh God, to bless you and your families, your home, your life. Les traigo un rezo, no nomás para nosotros indígenas, a otra gente también. Ellos también necesitan ayuda. Pero la agua está envenenada, con el agua is poisonous, it's poisonous for everybody. Cuando le pega el sol, le pega a todos. The sun blesses all of us. Estas tierras sagradas de nosotros nos da alimento, nos da todo, el agua, esta tierra. Yana, 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 Yo soy de ustedes. Ustedes son míos. Somos de la misma gente. Como tamales y frijoles y chiles, igualmente. Caldos, frutas, té de canela, empanadas. Somos la misma gente. Mis hijos, mis hijas, son mitad baultecos como yo. Y tu madre era Shoshone, del norte de Nevada. Somos la misma gente. Yo tuve mi hija Juana, ella vive cerca donde yo vivo. Juana, eres mexicana. Dice, sí soy. Es cuauhtémoc, sí soy. Pero también eres Shoshone. Dice, sí soy Shoshone. No hay diferencia. Somos indígenas. Somos humanos de esta tierra. We are who we are. Somos quien somos. Pero sí hablo un poco español. También japonés. También indio. ¿Tú? Y es cierto. Cuando yo estaba chamaco ahí en mi barrio, en Texas. Juega el aire, en la plataforma. Ahí bailamos al estilo tacuachito. Música norteña. Por una mujer casada dicen que voy a morir. Mentira no me hace nada y ella me quiere seguir. Yo me crié con el río Piedra, yo pesqué algo amor, el resalto.